In life's complex journey, there lies a pathway laden with lessons and truths that, when embraced, can unleash the fullest potential of our existence. Picture a serene village nestled amidst the gentle sway of lush hills and a winding river, a setting that calls to mind tranquility and introspection. In this village lived a Zen Master, an emblem of wisdom whose counsel radiated clarity like sunlight piercing through the morning mist. People traveled vast distances, fueled by unresolved questions and the yearning for deeper understanding. Drawn to the Master who held the keys to life's hidden truths, one such bright morning, a curious young villager approached the Zen Master's humble dwelling, harboring a question that echoed in his heart. "Master, what habits should I avoid to lead a fulfilling life?" His inquiry, simple yet profound, encapsulated the concerns many face not just in the quaint village, but across the tapestry of human experience. The Zen Master, his eyes gleaming with a gentle light, replied with the wisdom of ages. "To live a meaningful life, my dear boy, it is essential to recognize and avoid 7 unattractive habits that may ensnare your spirit and cloud your journey. 1. Complacency. The quiet enemy, the first of these habits, is complacency, a silent yet powerful force that often creeps into our lives. Complacency appears innocuous, masquerading as comfort, yet it disguises an insidious reality, the stagnation of growth and potential. Imagine that you are a sapling, thriving in the warmth of the sun and the nourishing rain. To remain in one spot, refusing to stretch your limbs toward the light, is to deny the very essence of what it means to grow. The Zen Master emphasized the importance of recognizing moments of complacency. It invites mediocrity, thus dulling the spark of ambition that resides in each of us. He exhorted the young villager to seek self-improvement actively, to push the boundaries of what he knows and dare to explore the unknown. This exploration isn't just about the physical world. It's about delving into the depths of one's own psyche, which houses immense potential waiting to be unleashed. As the Master spoke, the young man's mind flooded with thoughts of growth, the nature of flowers blooming only after they have withstood storms. Embracing discomfort and striving toward betterment is where true enlightenment resides. Each action taken to escape complacency becomes a step on the staircase toward fulfillment. ###. 2. Negative self-talk. A major saboteur, the second habit he revealed, is negative self-talk, a specter that haunts far too many. This mind game transpires within the internal dialogue that often turns harsh and judgmental, constricting our ability to grow. Beware, cautioned the Zen Master, for your inner monologue shapes your reality. Imagine standing before a mirror, but instead of affirming your worth, you focus on self-doubt and criticism. This habit transforms potential into defeat, marinating your essence in a broth of discontent. The Master urged the young villager to learn kindness first, toward himself. Emphasizing self-compassion, he offered a truth. True peace and growth stem from embracing oneself in entirety, flaws and all. To illustrate his point, he shared a simple analogy. Consider 2 types of gardeners, one who curses the weeds and one who cultivates the flowers. The former may never see the garden thrive. The latter nurtures what is beautiful, letting the weeds exist, acknowledging imperfections while focusing on growth. Encouraging thoughts will lead to profound shifts, he explained. Focus on strengths encourages development, paving the way for a positive mindset. Comparison. The thief of joy. Next came the habit of comparing oneself to others, a thief that silently erodes joy and satisfaction. The Zen Master leaned in, his voice steady and soothing. Each person's journey is unique, he shared. Measuring your worth against another's path can only lead to dissatisfaction. In our modern world, where social media often showcases the highlights of others' lives, it is all too easy to fall into the trap of measurement and competition. The Zen Master illuminated this truth for the villager. True fulfillment resides within your own progress and development. He quoted an age-old proverb, "Comparison is the root of all despair," emphasizing that every inch of progress no matter how small, is significant and meaningful. The master encouraged the young man to shift the focus inward, to cherish each tiny victory on his own path. Like stars in the vast expanse of the universe, each of us shines in our own right, and our individual light contributes to the greater cosmos. Understanding this, the villager felt empowered, ready to reject the shadows of comparison and embrace his singular journey. ####. 4. Gossip and backbiting. Spreading negativity as the conversation danced on, the Zen Master moved on to the destructive nature of gossip and backbiting. Engaging in such exchanges not only tarnishes one's reputation, but sows discord within a community. Web of negativity that ensnares all involved. He shared with the young man a simple truth: words hold power. Capable of building up or tearing down, every village thrives on harmony and understanding, he noted. Spreading kindness, instead of negativity, transforms a community into a nurturing ground for compassion. Envision a garden where every plant flourishes, nourished by kindness rather than watered with disdain. This unity fosters a climate of mutual support where the growth of one facilitates the growth of another. The Zen Master urged the young man to practice empathy, reminding him that understanding others often leads to a richer and more fulfilling life. The young villager, filled with new insight, nodded in agreement, ready to promote kindness in his interactions. Recognizing that elevating others was a pathway to elevating oneself. ###. 5. Procrastination, the silent thief of time. The fifth habit was procrastination, a silent thief that robs dreams and aspirations. Delaying important tasks, warned the Zen Master, leads not just to missed opportunities, but to a cascade of regrets. This resonated deeply within the young villager, for he had often found himself caught in the clutches of delay, forfeiting precious time. The master encouraged him to adopt a proactive mindset, seize the present moment, an instrument of change that can radically shift one's life trajectory. Every moment is a gift, he shared, and how you utilize it defines the course of your journey. By taking deliberate action, no matter how small, one can create an avalanche of progress. The young man envisioned his dreams materializing, not as distant aspirations, but as growing realities, are nurtured by the power of today's choices. ###6. Impatience, cultivating the virtue of patience. The sixth pitfall identified by the master was impatience, a source of frustration that can shatter dreams before they have the chance to flourish. The Zen Master elucidated that true fulfillment often unfolds slowly, revealing its beauty in the gentle ebbs and flows of life. He shared wisdom rooted in nature, for even the most majestic trees begin as small seeds, taking years to realize their full splendor. Cultivating patience, he explained, is akin to watering a garden. Plants flourish in their own time, and learning to appreciate that timing brings peace. The master imparted that some things are indeed worth the wait, reminding the villager that life's journey is marked not just by the destination, but by the lessons and experiences gathered along the way. Eager to learn, the young man began to recognize the beauty in stillness, the quiet power of patience that nurtures deep-rooted fulfillment. ###7. Living in the present, the art of mindfulness. Lastly, Zen Master addressed the unattractive habit of dwelling on the past, or ruminating about the future. He stressed the imperative of living in the present moment, the space where true happiness and contentment reside. The past, he explained, is a trove of valuable lessons, while the future holds endless possibilities. However, clinging to one, or fearing the other only steals the joy of now, he illuminated a powerful truth. The richness of life unfurls in the beauty of the present. The Zen Master encouraged the young man to cultivate mindfulness, to savor each moment as it comes. This practice, although sometimes challenging, opens the door to profound appreciation and clarity. The young villager felt inspired, ready to embark on his journey of self-discovery, knowing that by avoiding these 7 unattractive habits, he could foster the inner light of positivity, growth, and peace that had been flickering within him. As the sun began to rise higher in the tranquil village, casting golden rays across the dewy grass and illuminating the petals of vibrant flowers, the young villager felt invigorated. Inspired by the Zen Master's teachings, he grasped the significance of the transformative journey ahead of him. The air buzzed with possibilities as he resolved to shed the unattractive habits that burdened his spirit and clouded his vision of a fulfilling life. On his journey of self-discovery and empowerment, the lessons imparted by the wise Zen Master lingered in his mind like the fragrance of fresh blooms. The young villager resolved to delve deeper into each of the habits to avoid, understanding that knowledge would be his particularly potent weapon in the battle against complacency, negativity, and self-doubt. ###1 *** complacency. Your comfort zone as a prison ***, reflecting on the first habit, complacency. The young villager recalled the master's gentle reminder that the comfort zone can often become a prison. It is in this space where routines become monotonous and ambitions fade into the background that dreams wither like unwatered plants. Complacency teaches us to accept less than what we are capable of achieving, to settle for mediocrity when greatness is within reach. To visualize this concept, he imagined a butterfly trapped inside a cocoon. The butterfly knows there is a world beyond its confined space. It's vibrant and full of opportunities, yet it remains within the safe walls of its cocoon. Through the struggle of breaking free, does it discover its ability to soar. The young villager understood that embracing discomfort was vital for personal growth. Each leap into the unknown could lie the spark of transformation. Determined to counteract complacency, set a series of small, attainable goals, for instance. Learning a new skill every month, reading books that challenge his perspective, or engaging in conversations with individuals who provoke thought and challenge assumptions. This growth mindset became his compass, redirecting him toward exploration and away from the stagnation that complacency breeds. ###2 Negative self-talk. Overcoming the inner critic, the second unattractive habit. Negative self-talk felt like a bitter aftertaste in his reflections. The Zen Master's counsel reverberated in his ear. Your inner dialogue shapes your reality. With newfound clarity, the young villager recognized this inner critic as a formidable opponent. It whispered lies, sowing seeds of doubt and insecurity, robbing him of his confidence and ambitions. Engaging in a mental exercise, he envisioned the inner critic as a shadowy figure looming over him, casting long shadows that distanced him from his goals. He decided then and there that it was time to confront this shadow by replacing destructive thoughts with affirmations of worth and potential. The villager began to rewire his thoughts, crafting empowering mantras to combat the negativity that threatened to undermine his self-esteem. Standing in front of a mirror each morning, he would affirm his strengths. I am capable of achieving my dreams. I embrace challenges as opportunities for growth. I celebrate my journey, regardless of imperfections. Gradually, this self-affirmation practice illuminated the path to self-compassion. The inhabitants of the village observed the remarkable transformation in the young villager. His energy radiated confidence and positivity. It became apparent that by nurturing a positive internal dialogue, he could cultivate resilience against life's obstacles and seize opportunities that once seemed unattainable. ###3 *** comparison. Finding joy in your unique journey with the lessons of self-talk embedded in his heart. The young villager approached the next habit, comparison. The Zen Master's wisdom echoed clearly. Measuring your progress against others' journeys diminishes your own. He understood this tendency all too well, scrolling through the village's bustling marketplace. He had often found himself weighed down by feelings of inadequacy, envy, and self-doubt. In this age of social media, comparison had transformed from a merely personal struggle into a societal norm, where people curated perfect lives that could easily cast shadows of despair on those who felt less accomplished. Yet the villager recognized that each journey is a tapestry woven with unique threads of experiences, trials, and triumphs, making it impossible to draw direct comparisons between oneself and others. To reaffirm this lesson, he sought inspiration in nature. Gazing at the rich diversity of flowers dancing in the gentle breeze, he noted that each bloom offers its own essence, and such variety enriches the world. No single flower could thrive in isolation. Unique beauty, understanding that this approach could apply to his own life journey, the villager pledged to focus solely on his milestones, however minute they may seem. He chronicled his achievements in a journal, a tapestry of personal victories that showcased his progress. This practice reignited gratitude for all he had accomplished, fostering a sense of pride that drowned out the inclination to compare for gossip and backbiting, the power of kindness. The journey continued as the young villager confronted the fourth unattractive habit, exposing the destructive nature of gossip and backbiting. Witnessing firsthand the ripple effects of negativity within the community, he felt compelled to promote kindness and understanding. One afternoon, while taking a stroll through the village square, he overheard a small group engaging in disparaging conversation about a newcomer. Instead of remaining passive, he stepped forward to address the matter, advocating for empathy. "Let us not speak ill of one another," he said, "for we are all bearers of our own stories. The newcomer experiences their own struggles, and we may not understand the depth of their journey." His calm and collected voice rang with conviction. Seizing the moment as an opportunity to foster compassion, gradually a shift began to ripple through the village. Residents learned the value of open dialogue and formed friendships built on understanding rather than judgment. As the culture of kindness flourished, the community bloomed into a harmonious environment where everyone felt seen and appreciated. The young villager found immense joy in nurturing relationships that uplifted rather than diminished. 5. Procrastination. The art of taking action with each step forward. The young villager shed more weights from the past, yet he still found himself grappling with procrastination, the habit that loomed large like a mountain before him, obstructing his path. Remembering the Zen Master's words, he understood that every moment wasted in delaying significant tasks could lead to regrets that would overshadow future opportunities. To combat procrastination, he initiated a plan of action. Armed with a clear vision of his short-term and long-term goals, he broke each task into manageable chunks, structuring them into a schedule that integrated discipline into daily life. Each morning became a fresh opportunity for progress, filled with promise and purpose. He envisioned his to-do list as a series of stepping stones across a babbling brook, each step leading him ever closer to his aspirations. By embracing the mantra "action brings clarity," he realized that taking that first step was essential. Momentum would follow once he began to move. As the weeks went by, the once daunting tasks transformed into joyful challenges, each completed item on his list with a sense of accomplishment, reminder that procrastination did not need to define his journey. His proactive mindset empowered him and inspired others to overcome their hurdles. 6. Impatience. Nurturing the virtue of patience. Next came the lesson the Zen Master taught about impatience, a habit that almost everyone experiences at some point in life. As the young villager sat reflecting on his journey, he realized the universal truth behind impatience, that the yearning for immediate results often sows seeds of frustration and disappointment. Recalling the wise master's words about the importance of patience, he began to embrace life's rhythms, recognizing that the art of waiting has its own beauty. Nature taught him patience as well. The way a flower blooms gradually, a tree takes root deep underground before pushing through soil toward sunlight. Life unfolds at its own pace. To cultivate this virtue, the young villager practiced mindfulness, engaging in meditation sessions that allowed for reflection and stillness. He discovered that, through patience, could cultivate inner peace and learn to appreciate life's intricate dances of timing. Today, as he walked through the village and observed the beauty around him, he felt a surge of gratitude for the experiences he had in each unveiled moment. By letting go of the compulsion to rush, he found joy in the journey itself. 7. Living in the present, the gift of now. Finally, The most profound lesson remained, the habit of living in the past or future, which was indeed the most sneaky of the habits, often taking root without any awareness. The Zen Master had conveyed the urgency of living in the present, where happiness and fulfillment truly reside, recalling the profound words spoken that morning. The young villager recognized that the past holds memories, lessons, and experiences, while the future is a canvas yet to be painted. But only in the present can one truly live, breathe, act, and choose. This moment, fleeting as it may be, is where life happens. Everything else is merely a shadow. The villager had spent years clinging to regrets and what-ifs, or anxiously imagining what might come next. But in doing so, he had unknowingly missed the richness of now, the laughter of a child, the warmth of the sun on his skin, the scent of jasmine in the early morning breeze. Each moment passed silently, waiting to be noticed, cherished, and lived fully. The Zen Master once said, "Worrying does not take away tomorrow's troubles, it only steals today's peace." It's that truth echoed louder than ever. Life does not happen yesterday or tomorrow. It unfolds here, in the space between your inhale and exhale, in the choices you make in this very breath. To live in the present doesn't mean ignoring the past or neglecting the future. It means understanding their place. Learn from the past, don't live there. Prepare for the future, but don't get lost in it. Root yourself in the now, where your power lies, where change begins, and where peace is always waiting. The villager, once burdened by the weight of time, now walked with a lightness in his step, for he had discovered the secret that sages had whispered for centuries. This moment is a gift, that's why it's called the present. Within it lies everything you've been searching for. So pause, breathe, feel the ground beneath your feet and the life pulsing through your veins. No matter how messy or uncertain things may seem, you are alive now. And that, in itself, is a miracle. Let that truth motivate you, anchor you, and awaken you. Live now, not someday, because the present is not just a passing second. It's your doorway to joy, peace, and purpose. Asterisk with resolve kindling in his heart. The young villager set forth on his journey toward personal growth, determined to internalize the lessons imparted by the wise Zen Master. As he walked through the serene paths of the tranquil village, he reflected on each habit to avoid, recognizing that the wisdom bestowed upon him transcended mere words. It was a guide for living a life imbued with purpose and fulfillment. ####. 1. Building a life of continuous learning, embracing the first lesson about avoiding complacency. The young villager understood that a fulfilling life is forged through continuous learning and exploration. He made a commitment to seek new experiences, insights, and skills that stretched his understanding of the world. He sought the guidance of elders in the village, learning their crafts, whether it was the art of pottery or the skill of storytelling. The lessons he absorbed from those around him enriched his worldview and fueled his personal transformation. Instead of coasting along on the current of familiarity, he became a seeker, propelled by curiosity and open to the myriad of possibilities woven into the fabric of life. Inspired by the experiences of others, the young man found beauty in diversity. Persons' knowledge and stories added richness to his own narrative. He discovered that true growth lies not merely in accolades or achievement, but in forging connections that elevate the spirit and ignite inspiration. ##. 2. Transforming negative self-talk into positive dialogue to combat the inner critic that had plagued him before. When negative self-talk drowned out his aspirations, the villager delved deeper into self-affirmation practices. He transformed his morning mirror rituals into a sacred space of empowerment, reciting affirmations infused with gratitude and positivity. By celebrating his small victories, he slowly rewrote the script of his mind. He created vision boards showcasing his goals, hopes, and dreams, drowning the whispers of negativity with vivid imagery and affirmatives. Whenever self-doubt threatened to creep in, he would conjure his vision board, reminding himself of the paths he had tread and the progress he had made. With each positive affirmation, he cultivated a new self-identity, one that embraced possibility, resilience, and love as he walked through the village. He shared this newfound wisdom with friends and fellow villagers. Let us be the narrators of our stories, expressing kindness and confidence in our journey. Soon, they began to exchange uplifting words among each other, creating a culture of encouragement that shifted the entire community's dynamic. 3. Focusing on personal progress in a world of comparison. With the resolve to focus on personal achievements, the young villager actively resisted the urge to compare himself with others. He immersed himself in the art of mindfulness, practicing gratitude and present awareness. The mindful practice allowed him to appreciate his journey without the weight of jealousy or inadequacy. The ancient wisdom shared by the Zen Master resonated deeply. Comparison is the thief of joy. He adopted a daily practice of journaling where he recorded reflections, successes, and lessons learned, no matter how small. Each entry became a marker of growth, reminding him of his unique journey. He began to host gatherings where villagers would come together to share their achievements. This shared appreciation for each other's journeys fostered a newfound sense of community, where celebration replaced competition. It created a safe haven, where comparison became a thing of the past and joy flourished through collaboration. 4. Kindness is a community pillar, as the young villager rejected gossip and backbiting. He became an advocate for kindness within the community. Recognizing the consequences of negativity, he organized workshops centered around compassion and empathy. In these gatherings, he encouraged villagers to share stories of struggle and triumph, breaking down barriers of misunderstanding. Through shared vulnerability, the community recognized the strength that lay in unity. They decided to establish a system of support where individuals would come together to assist one another during times of need. Whether it was helping with arduous tasks, lending an attentive ear, or offering resources, the villagers cultivated a network of compassion and understanding in embracing kindness. They not only transformed their individual lives, but also strengthened the very fabric of their community. The lush hills surrounding the village now echoed with laughter, positivity, and shared aspirations, truly a testament to the power of empathy. 5. Harnessing the power of now, taking action against procrastination armed with a strategy. To counter procrastination, the young villager grew increasingly deliberate in his actions. He devised clear plans for achieving his goals, combining long-term dreams with actionable steps mapped out over days and weeks. He learned how to prioritize tasks, breaking larger goals into digestible pieces that motivated him to move continuously forward. Setting deadlines became a game for him, not a source of anxiety, but a tool to propel his growth. He celebrated each completed task, recognizing that progress, no matter how minuscule, was a step toward his larger aspirations. With newfound vigor, he also sought to inspire others to act against procrastination. He initiated a weekly accountability group, where villagers could share their goals and intentions. This camaraderie created an environment that fueled collective momentum, and the villagers thrived under the combined energy of action. By the end of the month, it became apparent that the village thrived on productivity, where dreams transformed into tangible projects that elevated the community spirit. 6 ***, patient waiting. Embracing life's natural rhythms. ***, the journey to cultivate patience unfolded beautifully. As he engaged with life's ebbs and flows, the young villager recognized the art of waiting, the inherent beauty in the rhythms of nature. Witnessing the seasons change around him, he understood patience not merely as an act of endurance, but as an opportunity for reflection and growth. He adopted the practice of meditation into his life, initially finding stillness challenging, yet gradually surrendering to the moments of silence that fostered profound peace. The lessons taught by the Zen Master came to life, the understanding that every moment has its purpose and that true transformation occurs at its own pace. Encouraged by his progress, he sought to help others understand the virtue of patience. As well, he began organizing nature walks that emphasized awareness of the world around them, highlighting the growth of trees, the blooming of flowers, and the passage of time as a cycle. Each leisurely step became a practice of mindfulness and a reminder that patience brings contentment. #7. Savoring each present moment, a journey into mindfulness with all the lessons learned. The final step toward fulfilling life was to awaken to the present moment fully. The young villager embraced mindfulness as a daily ritual, choosing to savor every experience, be it the laughter shared with children in the village square or the warmth of the sun on his skin as he tended to his garden. He engaged in guided mindfulness exercises with fellow villagers, cultivating a collective appreciation for the simple joys of life. Cooking, gardening, or even listening to music became acts of consciousness each moment, as a chance to fully immerse oneself in the beauty of now. Through these practices, the young villager discovered a profound richness in everyday life, understanding the depth of emotions, connections, and experiences that graced his days. Worrying about the future or regretting the past melted away as they crystallized in the realization that true happiness resides in the loving embrace of the present. Conclusion. The awakening of a community. The young villager, guided by the Zen Master's wisdom, embraced a journey of self-improvement that enriched not only his life but the entire village. Each lesson learned became a stepping stone to positive transformation, turning adversity into growth, negativity into kindness, stagnation into action. As he traversed his path of personal development, he became a mentor to others, sharing insights of self-discovery, strength, and resilience. His commitment to these teachings created waves of change throughout the village, where positivity, growth, and inner peace flourished, in a circle of community gathered under the stars. With hearts united in gratitude, they celebrated their collective journey toward fulfillment. The young villager imparted the timeless wisdom of the Zen Master, ensuring that these truths would be passed down through generations, creating a legacy steeped in kindness, candid empowerment, and the reverence of life's glorious possibilities. With a heart overflowing with gratitude, the young villager knew he had a purpose to live each day to the fullest, nurturing his community and paving the way for a brighter future for all. He looked toward the horizon, embracing the promise of tomorrow, ready to explore new paths and adventures, armed with the luminous torch of wisdom that would guide him forward.